Here's today's. What are you doing?
Oh, hey, Rag Guy. What's up? So Joey Chestnut made like 20 grand speed eating ice cream over the weekend. I got some ice cream. Want to race?
Let's go for it.
Okay, let's do it. Ready? On your mark, get set, go. Oh, God, brain free! Oh!
Now that's a cold open.
Oh,
And
don't do it.
roll it.
Don't do it. Oh, I don't like Mondays. Whew, okay, all right. Brain freeze is gone, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to the South Point Studios right here at the South Point Hotel in Las Vegas. Action going on behind me. Lots of our regulars lining up to place bets today. I'm Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan. And you know what? Today's show is going to go down cool like that ice cream I just ate and got a brain freeze from. But you know what? Let's leave it to the pros like Joey Chestnut at a Toledo Mud Hens game this weekend. How the heck does he do this? The hot dog is in disbelief. There's no way. Just even speeding it up makes it even more painful.
A third pint.
A third pint.
A fourth pint.
Fourth. The hot dog guy holding his head. Hot dog guy's just glad to be alive with Joey Chestnut around him. There you go.
I think that was in a minute too.
It was I think it was 60 seconds. He ate like 4 pints of ice cream.
That's ridiculous.
That is insane. And I had to Google how much he gets paid for events. It says between 10 and 20,000. His estimated net worth is like $4 million from just eating stuff really fast.
What a life.
The world needs Joey Chestnuts. Who's talking to me right now? I will tell you. Behind the glass, my competitive eating coach, Ryan B. McCormick. The B is for bad idea, eating ice cream that fast. Whoa, Ryan, what's up for today's show?
Well, we've got our Drew Dog special Monday montage coming up. We've
Very
got
excited.
100 episodes ago from episode 66.
Nice.
We've got a bunch of good posts with punchlines. And
this.
We've got our Monday's headlines in the
Now,
Team
did you attempt a real prediction?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
So it's me, you, and Alex only, right?
Correct.
Okay, those are the headlines we wrote on Friday, predicting something that would happen over the weekend. We're going to get to those soon. And I'm very excited to say our guest today, World Series champion, All-Star, 20-game winner, friend of the show, my buddy, Denny Neagle will be along in about 10 minutes. Don't forget, picks at 12:36. I got one for you. I hit with the Mariners. I went back to the Mariners after they broke my streak. But again, if we're talking about bets I made on my own without you taking the Mariners first, I'd be at like 9 in a row. But anyway, 8 out of 9. I took the Mariners. I have another hot pick for today, so stay tuned for that. Also want to say thank you to Steve Stallworth, who's been on the show many times. I went over and saw barrel racing this weekend.
How was that?
Oh, my God. It was really cool. They come flying out of the chute. There's like a little digital thing that starts the timer. They got to go around the barrels. And then Steve hooked me up with a lovely girl named Rachel who took us down and showed us the stables. So we got to go down and see the horses and stuff. It was really cool. So we, got to go. And by the way, air conditioned in the stables for the horses has to be.
Yeah.
And it was so well done. It's so well done. So very fun. So thank you to everyone over there. It was a good time. Today is June 3rd. It's National Egg Day. It's also National Repeat Day. And it's National Egg Day. And it's National Repeat Day. See what I did there? It's Repeat Day. And last but not least, it's National Leave the Office Early Day. Let's go. Bye-bye. So instead of me leaving at 1:05, I'm going to leave at 1:03. So usually I like to stay and talk to everybody for a while, but they actually would prefer I leave, actually.
Yeah.
They're like 1 hour with Frank is enough. Ryan was just saying 100 shows ago, we had something fun happen. By the way, it's from January 12th. This is episode 66, which was our Mario Lemieux episode. Chris was here, Alex was here, you and me. And because I don't know who, there was some sort of audio issue. So Jerry, our MVP, Jerry, who runs all our social media content and does so much here.
Yep.
Jerry came into the shot thinking he wouldn't be in the shot. So go ahead, roll the 100 shows ago graphic. So we enjoy this. There's me eating a banana. It's happy music. And there's our money clip right there. Me breaking a television. All right, here we go. I forgot that this game went to not only overtime, but double overtime.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jeff Parles is here. He's the man who knows. Went double overtime. And of course, Baltimore wins and ends up winning the Super Bowl that year. So if they lose that game in Denver, that is not good.
I had a big bet on Denver that
That's
day.
what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you what the You're just nodding.
Yeah, you could always find value in different things. I thought I had a good money. I can't remember what I like.
Oh, you weren't?
Lost, obviously.
Yeah. And then he just
So I
sneaks
try
out.
to forget those.
No one will notice.
Jerry.
What's going on? Are we all right?
He's sneaking out from behind, but I think everyone saw him. So, hello, Jerry.
Who does he think he is? Jimmy Vaccaro?
He was doing his superhero pose too.
Yeah, he was
Standing
like,
back
Stanley. He just backs out like no one will see him if he goes slow. I was messing around. We had an air conditioning situation. I didn't have air conditioning here in Vegas for about 30 hours. It was 88 degrees in the house. So I was on Instagram a lot. I was on social media a lot, and I stumbled upon Jerry's band, Field Fox, dropping a new single, June 19th. Now that follow you, right, Jerry Trevino. Follow Jerry Gerry Trevino, and you can the video drops June 19th. All right. So yeah, I watched the making of the video a lot. I had a lot to do. Looks good, man. Looks good. So I noticed some of you might be over. Now, here's what we're doing. As you know, we now have our own Punchlines FN studio channel. Well, that doesn't sound right. Punchlines channel.
But yeah, Punchline's YouTube channel. Yes.
You normally watch
Punchlines
us on the
with Frank
studio, the South Point studio channel. But today's the first time I'm watching the show right here on my computer on the Punchlines FN.
Yep.
So the link is in the description below. You can click on that. Now, here's what we're doing. Ryan is going to be watching the feed on the South Point studio, but I'm on the brand new one, and Paul's over here with me. So roll call. Let's see. I think I have 5 live episodes. Thank you. We need more Manatee songs. Oh, remember my Manatee song? Oh, when will that be 100 shows ago? Oh, we're going to have to look up when National Manatee Day is and figure this out. But anyway, we appreciate you guys coming over here and liking and subscribing. We put some shorts up there that Jerry's put up. Our very funny Andy Martello, his story about as a blues brother with the elevator with Michael Jordan. It's gone viral, so we really appreciate it. And I see how Jerry got the job, Keith Lyle says, because he's so stealth when he sneaks in and out. Keith Lyle made the switch. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. So Ryan will be monitoring that. So if you want to talk smack on me, do it on Ryan's.
Yeah,
Ryan will see it on the studio page.
South Point stage.
But if you want to make fun of Ryan or something, you come over here, and we're just going to split it up for the day.
Go
right.
over to the Punchlines channel.
Yeah, so it's time for lines of the night. We want to look at something that caught our eye over the weekend. Ryan, would you like to go first? Kind of a breaking story, right?
Well, mine kind of went with yours, and then I do have that extra one.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, let's do yours first.
Okay, go ahead. Put mine up first, right? We have a graphic.
It was from over the weekend. Yeah, so
right. So hockey. Let's talk hockey.
Yes.
I think everyone was rooting for like a New York-Dallas matchup. I know NHL. I know the networks were.
Yeah.
Instead, what do we get?
Florida and Edmonton.
Florida and Edmonton. I bet you if we asked 10 Americans where Edmonton is on a map, no clue.
Yeah.
Very
Probably,
far up there. Far left Canada.
Yeah.
So anyway, this fact is, the line that I saw is it's the most miles between two cities in the history of championships in the 4 major sports in America. So there's the flight pattern. So they're going to have to go back and forth from Sunrise, Florida to Edmonton. It's how many miles? Like 28?
25:43.
25. That's air miles.
Air miles.
Because I was like, what about LA to New York? Yeah, that's 2,500. That's driving. Air miles, it's way shorter. So some jet lag. I mean, would that cause unders? I don't know. We'll have to ask.
Well, Florida has had to play against Carolina, Boston, and New York.
And New York,
So
right.
they've stayed in the same time zone in all this entire
good point.
postseason. And Edmonton's had to go to Dallas. They had to go to Vancouver.
Oh,
and then they had one before that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
LA, not LA. No, where were they? Was it LA? It was, yeah.
So they've had to put on more air miles than Florida has, and now they have to go 2,500 back and forth. So I think this favors Florida big time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Edmonton's got to be tired. Or is advantage Edmonton because they're used to it? I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Well, I mean, we talked to Vinny before about looking into the NFL schedules.
Yes, that
and
was
how much
big when
they
they
have
were
to
looking at
travel and the time zones that they have to cross. So in a much more condensed time frame is what the Oilers are having to go through.
Yeah.
So I think it
interesting to look at.
Yeah, favors the Panthers.
And the University of Connecticut. How about that? Remember this past tournament?
Yeah, UConn.
They never had to get on a plane until the finals when they had to go to
Right.
what? Phoenix, was it?
Yeah.
It was in Phoenix? All right. We're going to go ahead and let's get to our Monday montage. We have a piece of it.
Skipping my line
Oh,
again,
I'm skipping
man.
your line again.
Oh, my God.
Because I usually go last. I always let guests go first, but okay. Ryan, why don't we tell us your line of the night?
All right, so mine looks at the Edmonton Oilers Dallas Stars game last night. So crazy NHL record set last night.
I think I know where you're going.
Edmonton's 10 total shots in the entire game were the fewest in a conference finals clincher. The previous record was 17 by Boston in the 1990 Wales Conference Final. The worst shot differential by a winning team in the conference finals clincher was -25, or is -25 now, because they were outshot 35-10. The previous was 23 when Nashville outshot and the Ducks 41-18.
Can't contain the oil
by Anaheim.
Yeah, that's mind-boggling. I heard everyone talking about it last night. They're like, "Oh, McDavid had 10 shots." No. The entire team had 10 shots.
Yeah,
and they won the game.
Yeah.
The Dallas defense has to be like, well, we did our job. What are we talking about?
Yeah, and I had said that Jake Ottinger looked like the best goalie in the playoffs, and when they were playing Vegas, he did. But now they get to go against Bobrovsky in Florida, so that'll be a big test.
Good test. All right, and then you had a bonus line, you said.
Yeah, so bonus line that came out this morning, actually.
Yeah,
so
hot off the press.
The largest contract in NFL history by a non-quarterback now belongs to Justin Jefferson, getting paid $35 million a year by the Minnesota Vikings, the 16th highest paid player in the NFL, and the 13th most guaranteed money in the NFL.
I think it's $88 million, right?
It's $110.
Well, $88 million is what he's getting as an upfront signing bonus.
Signing bonus, yeah. But
$88 million check.
Well,
can you Venmo that? Can you do $88 million?
Signing bonuses, they qualify as a signing bonus,
Correct.
but they can pay that out over time.
I want an $88 million.
Yeah, no, that would be very nice. That would be.
I mean, what do you do? I mean, do you go into the bank and just be like, "Hello, I'd like to deposit this"? They're like, "Okay, this is obviously a joke."
That's a big fat check.
$88 million. Yeah, congratulations, Jefferson. I mean, look, there were rumors that maybe he ends up in Pittsburgh. I knew it would never happen. So
yeah, no. Well, I mean, we had talked about when Jalen Waddle got his extension.
Yes,
we showed the top 5, and now Jetta's is 3 more than AJ Brown, who was the highest, and so it completely resets.
And now Brandon Ayuk is just sitting there like, okay.
Ayuk, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, all need contracts. Yeah,
poor running backs, man. Running backs are just sick right now.
Yep.
I mean, the Steelers didn't renew the 5th year on Najee Harris, who was a number 1 pick, because they realized, and they should have went before they drafted him, get a running back in the 3rd to the 7th round.
Yeah, well, yeah, and the Raiders just let Josh Jacobs walk, who is getting the same amount of money from the Packers as David Montgomery got from the Lions.
And the wear and tear on a receiver, I know they take some hits over the middle once in a while, but running backs, man, you got it's a joke. It really is a joke. All right, before we bring our guest, the amazing Denny Neagle, on, we have one of the Drew Dog special Monday montages. This is the highlights of last week's show. I haven't seen this yet. They're always amazing because he puts a lot of work into it, and we really appreciate it. So I think we even have an animation, don't we, for our Monday montage, right? Yeah, just toss to it. All right, here we go. Monday montage. These are the highlights of last week, Denny. Watch this. By the way, my Uber driver might be watching right now, too.
Never been to Uber Java.
There you go.
What's that?
Said I've never been to Uber Java.
Uber driver?
Uber Java.
Uber Java? Did I say Uber Java?
No, it's
my Uber Java.
You don't get it.
Oh, that's.
I never went to Uber Java.
I don't know if you've ever seen the clip of the last game at Cashman Field when it was still the last 51. And it ended with a walk-off home run.
Oh, wow.
And for us, obviously, for the 51s. The place just went crazy. The announcer was outstanding. It was fantastic. Yeah.
Why is Ann laughing so hard now?
Because you've seen it.
We've seen? I have seen it?
Yeah, it was the Pete Alonso walk-off. We got Red Panda over here.
Don't give me. Do not compare me to Jeff Parles' Red Panda. I am paying attention to Andy. I just wasn't aware that we showed the clip, and I didn't remember. I have a story to tell. So yesterday was Memorial Day. I figured I'd take the dogs for the long walk around this block. So I turn a corner. I go, I think I can get home this way, and there's another couple there, and I got to go that way. And I go, yeah, wrong time to be walking the dogs. And it's Chris Andrews and his wife.
Oh, my God.
In their driveway, yeah. I'm like, wait, what? And Chris is like, wait, what? I'm like, I'm like, what do you mean? It's Chris, I just was making conversation because the dog's definitely pulling, and I'm a little embarrassed how much he's pulling because he's scared. And they're just kind of watching. They're looking up, and then we make eye contact. We're like, oh, my God. So, yeah, they're right around the corner.
It's like part of the starting lineups.
Really? Maybe I come too late.
Well, because when he left, it wasn't a typical manager leaving. No. Yeah.
Wait. Sorry.
Move on.
And just caught what I...
All right, move on.
Maybe I come too late. Or... All right, sorry. I don't think Ryan caught it. Anyway.
I did. I tried to not.
I think you come down here to the South Point, come to the counter right there. We love seeing you. So come down, stop by, bang on the glass. No.
Scare us like fish.
Yeah, scary. Yeah, why not? It's bulletproof, isn't it?
You want to test it?
There's no Cowboys in the top 10?
No Cowboys in the top 10.
Good.
We love to see it.
Okay. All right, why don't we open post with punchlines? Why don't we sound the horn? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that sound means it's time.
That confused me.
Today, a very special guest, a man who I've chased down and finally is able to do it. He's literally at the Burger King drive-thru.
It's true.
Have it your way.
Rick Mahorn is on the show. Applause for Rick. Yay, Rick. I heard Rick order a double Whopper. You put onions and mustard?
No, I said double cheeseburger, you bum.
Ryan, you go ahead. He's from Chicago, so.
Well, family's from Chicago.
Family's from
so born and
Chicago.
raised a
Hell
Chicago
no. What's the
sports
other
fan.
guy? No, I don't cross. It's called a crossbody, Frank. You know, they can't. You couldn't wear one because you couldn't get by your tits.
Well,
We're going to get so effed up. We're like, we're going to wear. Oh, no, hand gestures. But this is actually more of a sweater t-shirt. The material is very, like, sweatery. So I feel like this is more of a short sleeve sweater.
You look like you're incarcerated.
What?
That's crazy.
It's just a blue sweater t-shirt.
Shadow really sticks out today, though.
Yeah, well, it's just. There we go. Okay. We're doing post with punchlines, but it's a special intro. Sound the Mahorn.
I don't like you.
I swear Rick Mahorn and I are like friends. I swear. Yeah. By the way, Drew Dog, another amazing job. By the way, the Monday montages are featured on our punchlines page. If you're watching on the studio, the South Point studio page, go down to the description below and you can click on the link that will take you over to the Punchlines FN.
Great job.
I did it right that time.
Great job.
Yay. Andy Martello's in the chat room. I always question any program which features me as a highlight, but it was a funny moment. Yes, it was. It was great. It was very funny, Andy. And you were our first clip uploaded to this new site, and it's already at like 13,000 hits. So it's a big clip, Andy. You're viral, Andy. You're viral. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring our guest on. I got to say, this is probably like his 15th. I'm going to say 15 times, which is the number he wore. And last time I sent him a text, I was playing roulette and I was hitting 15s. Denny Neagle is back on the program. Yay, Denny. Oh, no, Ann! I didn't know she was doing that. Why would you do that?
You have to expect it at this point.
you didn't.
I swear to God, I did. Ann, did I know you were showing that? I did not. She said, no, I didn't. What's up, buddy? Where are you at? You're in Colorado?
And I owe you one, Ann.
So you're in Colorado, correct?
I'm back in Colorado. I just got back yesterday.
What's the vibe around the Rockies in that city? I know it's been a little rough for them, but they seem.
Well, I know they started to play a little bit of better baseball. I think, a couple weeks ago, or whatever. But,
yeah, they were.
Man, I don't know, dude. I just feel like that team will be better off if the ownership just sells the team and they start over fresh. I mean, look what the Orioles have done ever since they got the new ownership. Look what my Commanders are going to do this year with the new ownership.
Yeah, right.
Sean.
Okay. I might add, there's another running back that you guys were just talking about. The running backs. Austin Eckler went from the Chargers to my Commanders.
Yep.
He did, and I ran into his fiance/wife. She's like this dancing. And there's this documentary on Netflix. It's the #1 Netflix documentary, and it's her and her sister. How the one sister joined a cult. It's called Dancing with the Devil or something. Dancing for the Devil.
Oh, dude, I saw that preview. I didn't know that's Austin Eckler's fiance.
That's his. Yeah, the one who didn't leave, the one who's not in the cult. But anyway, yeah. So she's fine. She's fine. But yeah, the Commander, Sean, who works on the show, that's his sexy pick this year. He thinks Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels is the guy.
Jaden Daniels.
Well, I'm in baseball mode right now. I'm thinking baseball. It's June. We got Denny Neagle here. Denny, we wanted to talk to you about a lot of stuff right now, but I want to start with the Pirates, your former team where I met you. They have the Hundo Boys, as they're calling them on the Pat McAfee show. So Jared Jones and Paul Skeens, what is your impression? Have you watched Paul Skeens pitch at all?
Oh, my God, dude. I was a fan of his last year at LSU even, Frank. I mean, watching that guy pitch in college and just dominating those guys, it was incredible to watch. I mean, you could tell that he was on a different level, what I was watching last year throughout the season. And I've always loved watching college baseball, but it seems like the last ever since I got into coaching high school baseball and stuff, I follow some of these different YouTube accounts and everything that do the highlights of the best college games and the best high school games and stuff. And One of them is this guy named Wheels that he just does all the compilations of the great college games out there. And so it's great. And so I kind of started watching Skeens that way. And then I was like, man, I got to watch some of his games, actually watch him. And I was so impressed, Frank, just last year and stuff through the College World Series and everything. Because to me, what makes him great is not the fact that he can throw consistently in the upper 90s and low 100s, but it's the command of all three of his pitches. You know, I mean, he reminded me of like I got to face Jack McDowell when he was a junior coming out of Stanford, and we had to play them in their regional out in Stanford. And that was a whole nother level that I saw as a freshman in college. And then then there was like Ben McDonald, and he was on a whole nother level. And then there was Steven Strasburg. And so, these guys only come along once in a while, man. But, to me, like Skeens is on a whole nother level even from those guys. With all due respect to Jack McDowell and Ben McDonald and those guys and stuff, I think Skeens, as long as he stays healthy, he's got a chance to be one of the greatest of our generation.
I'm with you. I mean, he's just so dominant. He looks so smooth. And what is this pitch? Can you explain what the splinker is that he's throwing?
I mean, it's honestly, it's just another variation of a changeup, to be honest with you. Because some guys, I remember you remember their name, Randy Tomlin, when I was with the Pirates. Sure, yeah. He threw the Vulcan changeup because the way he gripped it looked like the Vulcan grip. He could put you in a death hold on your shoulders. But so every guy has a different, I think, variation of the way they grip the changeup. Mine was the circle or OK changeup. And so I forget what Skeens' call is.
A splinker. Like a splitter sinker. Yeah, splinker.
Right. So, like Smoltz threw like a split, but sometimes he would call his a changeup also, too. But it was really a split because he held it just like the split finger grip and everything. So, but, and then the guys would turn it over and make it really dip like a screwball almost. Yeah.
And then Jared Jones, another guy who's been dominant. And, that's a 1-2 punch. I'm surprised now the Pirates have them go back-to-back games. And there's a talk of maybe putting Bailey Falter in there, someone who throws a little soft instead of going back-to-back hard-throwing guys. I mean, is that something you would think about doing, or do you like them back-to-back?
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said of that, mixing it up. And like you said, if they're few and far between anymore these days, but like if they had like a crafty lefty that they could throw in between those guys.
Denny Neagle, paging Denny
Neagle. That would really
Neagle.
be devastating.
Yeah, that's what I think they should do with this guy, Bailey Falter, they got from the Phillies, who throws. So, he would be a good change of pace, as they would say. But right now they like him back-to-back, and they're playing the Dodgers that way this week.
And isn't it funny, though, too, Frank, that now a change of pace pitcher is a guy that throws like up 80s to low 90s?
It's insane. I mean, when I was a kid, it was Nolan Ryan threw 100. That was the only guy when I remember when I was a kid. But
yeah, but I don't, Frank, there's two sides to that. And the one side is, yes, you don't want guys back-to-back that have similar stuff, similar style of pitching. But on the flip side of that, I feel like, if you can pitch, you can pitch, and I don't think it's going to make a difference, even if they go back to back. When they're on and they have their stuff working, I really don't think it's going to matter, because Tommy Glavine and I sometimes would pitch back to back. And although we weren't, necessarily the same exact style of pitcher, our bread and butter was the circle changeup and dotting that outside corner and stuff. The funny thing is that even though Tommy actually threw a little bit harder than me, the difference was I like to go inside a little more on righties to keep them honest, because Tommy had that little bit extra giddy up and he could turn his fastball over a little bit, where I spotted the ball in and out more and stuff. So even though, we were somewhat similar, there was a little bit differences, but I never really, mind that myself too. Okay. My feeling was the same thing, Frank. If you can pitch and you're on and you can hit your spots, it doesn't matter who you're following.
All right, Ryan's got a question for you.
Yeah, so you had mentioned Skeens in the College World Series last year. The College World Series is going on currently. We're about to be heading to the Super Regional round. But my question relates to Coastal Carolina. Their head coach, Gary Gilmore, just got eliminated by Clemson in the Clemson Regional. But we're gonna roll a video of him talking about NIL and how it's changed the landscape of college baseball.
Had a system where everyone was a free agent every year. Do you realize what chaos would be? It would go away. You wouldn't have those three sports. If you did, baseball, it'd be the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, Texas, and the rest of the teams couldn't compete because they would spend every amount of money they needed to spend to do it. And that's what's going on right now. There's not a level playing field. It's just ridiculous for me. Much as I'm going to miss the kids, and I'm going to miss the heck out of them.
Okay, Ryan will recap this. Don't worry.
With that mess, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, because I see the caption down below. It says he goes off on he'll absolutely not miss dealing with it, but I couldn't hear.
Is he quitting, Ryan?
Well, no. So he's retiring.
Retiring, yeah.
So he's going in Saban's footsteps.
Okay,
he's retiring.
Say,
But he's basically saying that his program, the Coastal Carolina program, isn't a big school, and all these big schools, Clemson, Alabama, LSU, are able to pay these players millions of dollars in baseball, and let alone in other sports. And so my question more pertains to you at Minnesota. Would you have stuck there to finish your baseball career in college there, or would you have tried to chase money
at other schools by transferring,
not knowing if you'd be a big leaguer?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, obviously, Ryan, that's a tough one because I think when you're 18, 19 years old, you know, I mean, it's easier for me to say right now that no, I would never do that because, and I can honestly say this, I've always been a very loyal guy. You know, whether it's like my Under Armour, because they're my boys. They're my boys from, the guy who started is a local guy from the University of Maryland and stuff, so you always see me wearing Under Armour because I support my local guys, and so I've been with AT&T forever, and stuff, even though I've been ticked off with a few things that they've done and everything. And so, but all joking aside, I've always, my friends, I've always felt like I'm a loyal person and stuff. And so I don't think I would have chased the money. And to be quite honest with you too, Ryan, unless maybe I went 15-1 as a freshman, and all of a sudden there were some, big offers out there, then maybe it might have changed my mind a little bit, and stuff, whatever. But my feeling is though too, is that, if I'm happy there and I'm having fun and we're successful and we got a chance to do something at that school, I don't want to go somewhere else and start all over just because I might be able to get a little bit of money. And if you're having success and you're doing that well anyways, to me, you're going to get the money anyways, right. When you get drafted and stuff, and hopefully, get on your way to a successful major league career at some point. So I agree with him. It's the same thing like Nick Saban said, when he left Alabama, he said the same thing. He's like, I'm not going to miss it because these guys now they just act more entitled and everything too. And it's like, how much money are you going to get me? What playing time am I going to be guaranteed and stuff as opposed whatever happened to, hey, come in here, bust your butt, do the right things, and you'll earn your playing time.
Right.
But now it's all about chasing the money and guaranteed playing time spots and stuff.
Yeah. The college, I do love we have softball on right now too. There's softball, there's college baseball. It's a good time of year. I want to get to it. Your Yankees. Now you played for the Yankees. You won your ring with the Yankees. This tear that Aaron Judge is on right now is absolutely insane. Putting up numbers that no one has in that short a span. When he's right, when he's healthy, is he the most dominant hitter in baseball? Even more so than Shohei, possibly? Because the numbers right now are insane.
Yeah, I think so, Frank. I think when that guy gets hot, he's at least as good, if not better, than Shohei.
Yeah,
too.
it's
and,
just
and that says a lot. When I saw that stat the other day, when they throw out stats,
there you go. Yeah, here's his main numbers.
The first one since Babe Ruth and Reggie Jackson. Yeah. To have, what was it, 15 home runs and 10 doubles?
Something like that. Yeah, here's
vice versa?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, you're right.
You're talking about the extra base hits?
The extra base
something
hits.
Like that, 25 extra base hits in a 15-game span or
that was
something
it.
like that.
That was it. We showed that the other day, yeah.
So anytime you're compared to even just to Babe Ruth and then the one other guy being Reggie Jackson, Mr. October himself and everything, that's pretty damn good company, And so because the thing about Aaron Judge, too, is as great of a power hitter as he is and a home run hitter, the thing that I've always loved about him, too, is that the guy, he might strike out some still, I know early on in his career, he definitely struck out a lot, but he's cut that down even, too. And for as powerful as the swing that he has and the crazy brute strength and power that he has, he's not one of those guys that just, like a Joey Gallo, where it's all or nothing,
right.
and even Giancarlo, he's got so many holes in his swing. Aaron, man, he's got such a great swing and he stays within himself. And the one thing that I always say, too, that I look for and I try to teach our high school kids, too, is that the power the other way and the ability to hit the ball the other way.
Yeah.
More than half his home runs seem like they go in right center and right field, too. And that's what's crazy, man, about him.
We'll have to look up his spray. I know we have some spray charts coming up later in the show, right, Ryan? Yeah, Judge.
That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, well, it always reminds – I saw Judge play live once, and it was with you when we were at PNC and the Yankees. It was almost more Yankee fans than Pirate fans.
Speaking of that, Frank,
Yeah.
This ties in with the Pirates. And like you said, last time that was the last time I think I saw him live too.
Yeah.
But I'm actually going to be heading back to Pittsburgh for the weekend of August 24th.
Oh, yeah?
To watch Barry Bonds and Jim Leland get inducted in the Pirates Hall of Fame.
You're going to be there for that? And Manny Sanguian. And Sangi, too, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sanguian, too.
I texted our boy Jimmy Tredinich.
Jimmy Tredinich. I know. I can never say his name. And you're going to the game.
I'd love to have my dad say that name.
Jimmy T always worked better.
Who's your daddy? Championship.
But Aaron Judge hit a homer, and the sound of the ball coming off his bat, the whole crowd, we all just went, oh, like that. It just sounded, and it hit the batter's eye in center field. Who else?
It sounded like it was fireworks night, and they didn't even have fireworks.
And who else do you know that's coming back for the Bonds Leland night? Any other former Pirates?
I haven't heard anybody yet. It was funny. I had I don't know if you ever met the guy Red Tracy Loopy that worked in the Pirates clubhouse.
I don't think so. No, it doesn't sound familiar. No.
He worked there forever. He worked in our clubhouse, and he also worked in the Pittsburgh Penguins clubhouse, your locker room, whatever. So he had texted me and asked me if I was coming into town for that. And to be honest with you, Frank, I didn't even realize that was happening and stuff. So I texted Jimmy T right away, and he was like, "Oh God, Denny, we'd love to have you." So
awesome.
I said, "Don't worry about my travel or anything like that. I'm going to come into town. I just want to, I'd love to be there, especially, Frank, I think I told you this in the past too. Barry's gotten, Barry could get a bad rap and everything too when it came to the fans and stuff like that. I love Barry. He was always great to me. I thought he was a great teammate. I had the to be able to just have the pleasure of being a teammate with him for one season and watch that guy play was just incredible. So it'd be fun to see him, but especially my old manager, Jimmy Lee, man, to see him go into, he's one of my favorites.
What's the over-under on seconds it takes for him to start crying after they say his name? Under 10 seconds? He's going to – he has that cry.
Oh, he's got that great face too.
Oh my God! I have a question. I saw this thing on social media. There was an ex-player. He played a long time ago in Boston, and he had a card that said free admission to any major league game, lifetime pass. And he's supposed to be able to show it when he goes to any stadium. Well, not a lot of some stadiums aren't prepared for this. And I think it was a minor league game he went to, but they didn't let him in. But is this something that still happens, that you get these lifetime cards?
Yep, it literally looks like a big old American Express card because it's really thick. It's almost like a weapon. It's so thick and sturdy and stuff. But it does. It looks like a credit card, and it says lifetime annual pass. The bearer of this, Denny Neagle is awarded a lifetime. He's a lifetime pass. I forget exactly how it says, Frank. I wish I would have known. I would have actually brought it.
No, I just thought about it. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's for next time. But so it works. What do? You just.
So basically though, it's once you become a full-fledged lifetime member, that's when you have to have like 9 and three-quarters years in the big leagues. I don't know why it's not 10 exactly. It's so weird. It's like 9 and three-quarters, and once you attain that, anything over that's because that's when you get full pension and everything.
Right.
But then you also get that card sent to you. And I've never used it. So many guys I know, Frank, buddies of mine too. I've asked them to. Hey, did you ever use that? I know Jeff Nelson, my teammate with the Yankees.
Oh, yeah, I remember him.
He finally used his, but the only reason why he used it was because when he was doing pre- and post-game stuff with the Yankees, and he had a couple buddies, 2 buddies, because it allows you 2 passes. But it's supposed to be for you and a guest. You can't say, hey, I want to give 2 tickets to my buddy or whatever.
Right.
And so as long as it's not a sellout, and it's not like fireworks night or something like that, they have to give you the 2 best seats available for that game.
Wow.
So like Jeff said, he used it because he had 2 buddies coming in, and so he just went up and said, hey, I want my 2 tickets, showed it, and then you just show your ID with it. Boom, they give you your tickets. So
Unbelievable.
He was there and he gave it to his 2 buddies so they could have 2. Because he said, I just didn't feel like messing with the traveling secretary.
Yeah, right. So it does exist. They do work, and they still. Yeah, this guy had played for Boston like in the 60s or 70s, and his granddaughter put the video on how they didn't allow him into a minor league stadium, but it was like no big deal. They bought tickets, but I'd never seen one, and they showed his, and it was from like the 60s or 70s or something. So might not be as cool looking as yours, but you do have one. Cool. All right, Ryan pulled up. What'd you pull up?
Yeah. So you asked for Aaron Judge's spray chart. Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at this.
We've got it here. So his
oh my God,
look at that,
278 career homers all over the field.
Wow.
Look at that. That's incredible.
It's everywhere. That's unbelievable.
You'd be hard pressed to see any other like legit slugger, in the game to have that kind of spread chart.
No way.
I would challenge you to find anybody that's even remotely comparable to that.
Well, we did have spray charts for later in the show, but we may as well use them here.
Yeah,
so
we have a couple spray charts we can show.
I'd be curious to see like who there. Joey Votto's a good one. He's definitely
So
look at Didi Gregorius.
All pull.
Didi and Isaac Paredes.
Yeah, that's to the left. But yeah, look at Joey Votto looks like Judges a lot.
Because that's why Joey was such a great hitter too, because he definitely had power, to all parts.
Now listen, Denny, we usually at 12:36. Every day we do picks at 12:36. We're going to push that back a couple minutes. There's only 6 games. Reno Paul actually did a video of fan picks. We're going to get that later too. But we had a little game for Denny. We have a couple questions. We always like to look at your lifetime stats and ask you a few questions. So Ryan and I put this together. So it's Denny on Denny. So let's see. How do you have the graphic, or are we just reading it?
So it's going to be kind of like the guess that player.
Okay, it's like kind of like name that player. So here's an interesting one. Name the player that grounded into the most double plays versus you ever. It's 4, and I think I know who it is. Right? And I think it was a teammate of yours at one time in Colorado. I might be wrong. I could be wrong on that, but anyway, he has a very, very long last name. That's the clue I'll give you.
Andres Galarraga?
No, good guess. This guy's last name is probably the hardest last name to spell in baseball history. There's a Z in there.
Oh, come on.
He was like an infielder, played for several teams.
Man.
His initials?
I can't believe I'm blanking.
MG.
Oh, Mark Resolanek.
Mark Resolanek. Is that the right answer? Right there it is. Mark Resolanek grounded into 4 double plays against you. That's the most. And look, he's wearing.
That's funny. I wouldn't have guessed that because Mark actually, had decent wheels, but from the right side, I probably turn that changeup over just enough to get him to roll over to short.
And he wore number 15 in that picture. Now here's the bonus. Can you spell Grezolanek?
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Grudz.
So far, Ryan's nodding.
Zelonic. E.
Skipped a letter.
Skipped it. It was an I. It was an I-E. Grezolanek.
Yeah, I-E.
Yeah, there's Mark Grezolanek.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. All right,
close.
It was close. All right, I think we've doubles. We're double Jeopardy.
Yes.
We're doing doubles. So
this is going to be 3 different players on one part of one question. So name the players that hit the most doubles off of Denny Neagle.
Now, I can give you a clue on the first one. This first one, I think, who had 7. They all came when you were a Pirate, and he was on a divisional team, the St. Louis Cardinals, and he had 7 doubles on you. Oh yeah.
So.
Oh no, that's not right. No. I take that back. No. Here's the clue. Sorry, 7 doubles off you. This guy had a game-winning World Series hit, and he had 7 doubles off
me.
No, not off you. No, he won the World Series on a hit. It's probably his claim to fame.
We're going to have to guess all 3 of these together.
Yeah, okay, yeah. For Arizona, game-winning hit, 2001, I think.
Oh, my gosh. Luis Gonzalez.
Luis Gonzalez. All right, he had 7 doubles against you. He's number 1. Now, number 2 and 3, I'm going to give you before we show the graph. Number 2 was a guy that got them all when he was with the Cardinals and you were a Pirate. He had 6 doubles off of you.
Is it Brian Jordan?
No, it's not. It's similar. Wow, that's a good guess. This guy was a lefty, which is surprising. So he had success off of you.
Oh, my God. Ray Langford?
Ray Langford. There you go. Ray Langford had 6 doubles.
I didn't realize he hit that many doubles off me.
And then last but not least is a Hall of Famer who had 5 off of you. And he played for 3 baseball. No, he ended up. Ignore what I said there. He's known. He's a Hall of Famer.
Mike Piazza?
Mike Piazza. There it is. There you go. I was going to say known as probably the greatest at his position with Johnny Bench. But anyway, yeah, there's the graphic right there. So Lugon, 7 off of you. Langford, 6, and Mike Piazza, 5. So Piazza, I mean, what was it like facing that guy? That guy he was just unbelievable to watch hit.
You know what's funny, though, man? I never really mind
I think he hit very low off you, actually, yeah.
Yeah, and the funny thing was because he hit that, bringing up some fun memories. He hit the 2-run homer off me in Game 4 of the World Series, the Subway Series when I was in the Yankees. And I remember that, I didn't think I knew that was the first career home run he ever hit off me. And it was a changeup low and away that he just windmilled, whatever, and just used that Piazza brute strength to get it out off me. But even when he would get, like, even some of those doubles, Frank, I remember it would be like that, out in front, hook it down the left field line, or just pull it inside the line or something like that. I remember even so the hits that he got against me, they weren't like, I never felt like uncomfortable facing.
Okay. All right. I love it. All right, Denny, and I'll get you out on this. That was no more questions, right? That was it?
That was right.
Yeah, that was it. What are you watching lately? What movies or TV? Because I know you're a big guy like me. We always talk about shows. Is there anything that you've been watching recently or a movie?
Man, I watched on the plane. I just flew back from Maryland yesterday, and I watched the 3-episode Netflix Ashley Madison documentary.
Of course you did. No, wait, you watch it on a plane? You can't have people next to you watching.
I know, dude. Thank God I had first class seat, and I was like, all cubby back there like that, because there was a couple scenes where I'm like, you got to start pulling this thing down a little bit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, go ahead.
One of the funniest stories ever, Frank, was same thing. I was sitting in first class, but there was the lady right over my shoulder across the aisle.
Okay.
And I knew she was kind of seeing what I just started the movie, and it was Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Right. Oh no.
And there's a scene early on where what's her name, Kristen Bell comes home,
and Segel, yeah,
Jason Segel,
Jason Segel, yeah, you're right.
Yes, and he's doing like the helicopter thing, whatever, butt naked. And I had no idea that scene was coming. I think it's, pretty PG rated, whatever. And so I had to quick, put the thing down like that, and I turn around, and it reminded me of my grandma, because this lady she was an older lady, and she's like shaking her head like, oh gosh.
That's your
I remember when we were.
That's when you go, it's Forgetting Sarah Marshall. You might want to add that to your queue. Yeah.
Dude, because some of our favorite memories as kids, man, we had pizza and movie night every Friday night at the Neagle house.
Yeah.
And my grandma was very, very religious woman. So she never watched TV. She was always in the other room crocheting, knitting, and reading her Bible, right?
Oh.
And every time, Frank, she could walk through, and there would be that one scene in the movie where they'd show like a guy's butt or something, right? And she'd turn and look, and she goes, see, I told you, it's all filth on you.
All right, well, we'll take your recommendation on this. Did you give thumbs up to the Ashley Madison documentary?
It was good.
Okay. I'm going to add that to my queue. Denny, you are the best. Thank you, as always, for everything. You always come on the show and talk baseball and give us fascinating stuff. And we always like playing that little fun game with your stats. So you're the best, man. I'll text you later. But again, thank you.
Thank you, Denny.
All right, thanks, Frank. Good to see you, Ryan.
He's the best. Ashley Madison. Okay, I can take these off. All right, we still have a lot of things we want to get to right now here. All right, he's the best. There's a clip. There's a new clip for the website right there, the Ashley Madison documentary. All right, so here we go. Monday's headlines. We're going to see what Alex and I and Ryan suggested would happen over the weekend. This is where we take a stab. All right, this is Ryan's.
Yeah.
Okay, how do I say this name? Dustin Poirier?
Dustin Poirier.
KO's Islam
Makhachev.
To get his first lightweight title bout. Did that happen?
Nope.
Damn it!
Makhachev submitted him.
Damn it. I'm rooting for us to win one of these. All right, Alex White's Monday headline. Connor McDavid leads Oilers to Western Conference Championship.
There you go.
That's kind of an easy one. But all right, Alex, we'll give it to you. All right, we're putting it over here with Alex. That's two for her. And then mine.
Like the homers.
Now, you might have to look this up. Mitch Keller pitches a shutout. 9 innings pitched, 7 Ks, 2 walks. Now, he pitched on Saturday for the Pirates, and when he left, I think he only gave up 1 run. He had, I think, 7 Ks, and he got the win.
Let's see.
Yeah, Saturday, check Mitch Keller's on.
Mitch Keller, 6 innings.
6 innings.
8 Ks.
8 Ks.
He did get the win.
He did get the win. All right, so I get like half. You get like half. Tuck it over here with Alex's winner. All right, anyway, that was Monday's headlines. We tried to take a run at predicting. All right, so sound the horn in. It's Post with Punchlines. Or as I call it, Ryan's Post with Punchlines, because he's been putting these together and doing a fantastic job. We go back and forth sending clips. It's more him sending to me saying, what do you think of this? And I go, oh my God, these are great. So Ryan, what do you have today? Post with Punchlines. By the way, we will end the show with Reno Paul looking, what picks? We're going to do picks at 12:56.
Okay.
Making it up today.
Well, so we'll start. We'll go off Alex's Monday headline. So she said Connor McDavid would lead the Edmonton Oilers to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, how about that?
I don't know if you happened to see the goal that he scored last night.
I did. It was the angle was ridiculous.
Yeah, so there was a different angle posted on Twitter by the Oilers. And I kind of slow it, not here. They did this one, but then I give us a second look at it. Weaving through defense like that.
Wow.
Making it look so easy. Top shelf. I mean, he's the best player on the planet.
Apropos on show 166, the Lemieux episode, as we called it before. But yeah, that's that. The goalie, as you said, he was the hottest goalie. You can't stop that.
So silly. Yeah.
No. Are you rooting for Edmonton or Florida? Or do you want to keep it in America? I don't really care. I let Edmonton win.
I think it would be funny.
If what?
If Canada doesn't win another cup.
Oh.
But there was some other social media stuff that Edmonton it would be nice to see
them
win.
Yeah. We went, yeah. That's one of the ones we don't use on the show, but the front porch. Okay, yeah, I got you.
Okay.
I never heard that term. All right.
So the conference champs. So last year, the Florida Panthers touched their conference trophy.
Right.
Ended up losing the Stanley Cup.
Right.
This year, neither team touched their conference trophy. And so we
not the one you want.
Yeah, show you the two pictures that the teams took.
Yeah, and I know one year Crosby didn't, one year Crosby did. I know there was a whole thing. I think there was actually a clip even of the coach, right? Like saying to the kid, don't touch it.
Yeah. Well, so the Eastern Conference representative the last 5 seasons has been from Florida.
The Ning?
The Lightning and the Panthers.
Right.
And so
Jesus.
When the Lightning went back-to-back, they touched the cup both those years, or they touched the Prince of Wales trophy both years.
Okay.
And then the next year they touched it. The Avalanche ended up beating them.
Okay.
And then last year the Panthers touched it. The Knights didn't. The Knights win the cup.
Right.
This year now neither team touched it. So it'll be 3 years in a row that the winner of the cup will
right. I remember. I learned about that when Crosby did that.
Yeah.
But and then the Stanley Cup, they get
Big
to lift.
superstition.
So one of these teams will get to lift the Stanley Cup over their head, like I did, which I wasn't supposed to. No one told me.
No.
There were no instructions. Hey, do not hold over your head if you're not a cup player. I didn't know. All right. By the way, not the one you want. I like that title.
Yeah.
You got to point out your titles. We work hard on these.
Yeah.
I do. What do you mean?
Yeah.
It is we. Ryan does a bunch. I do some.
So
it's a group effort.
Just to kind of finish up the Stanley Cup talk for right now.
Sure.
They did release these schedules. Game 1 is going to be on the 8th. Game 2 on the 10th. Both in Florida. And then 3 days later will be in Edmonton. And then June 15th. And then I find it a little interesting that after Game 4, if it gets that far, every game will be separated by 3 days instead of the normal 2.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the NHL looked into the fact that these teams are going to have to travel.
How far they have to travel,
miles,
I guess, yeah.
And so they give them an extra day to acclimate to the time.
See, when I was a kid, though, 2-3-2. I always like a 2-3-2. That's what baseball does.
See, but I think that gives more to the away the
because really, if you split, usually you're going to split, and then you get 3 at home.
Yeah,
I guess NBA and the NHL 2-2. 1-1-1-1. And with all that travel, that's insane.
I'm much more of a fan of the 2-2-1-1-1-1.
I understand. Yeah, I guess it's just because I grew up with 2-3-2. So, all right, very good.
Okay, so we did talk about Aaron Judge with Denny Neagle, the tear that he's been on.
Was great.
So we put New York up, and now it's time to bring him down. So New York sports teams, the Knicks, Nets, Rangers, Islanders, Yankees, Mets, Giants, and Jets have played a combined 100 seasons since the Rangers won the Stanley Cup. No, the Rangers not winning the Cup. The who won it most recently? Holy cow. The Rangers were in the Cup.
Rangers were 94 when they won the Cup, I believe. So the Yankees won in the
Either way. So combining since the last title, the last parade in New York, it's
100 seasons.
100 combined seasons between the Yankees.
And by the way, it couldn't happen to a nicer fan base, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I hate Boston fans more, but New York fans are just so entitled and just feel like they're, Yankees and the Jets and Giants.
We got the 27 titles, but
yes, they love doing that. But and again, they're in first place right now. Yankees are looking good.
Yeah, no,
I do like to root for Aaron Judge.
And Juan Soto.
Who's
those two back-to-back.
And everywhere you see, every time Juan Soto hits a home run, Yankee fans are like, give him a blank check. Don't let him leave. There's no way. If he leaves, that could destroy that franchise. He has to say. He's going to get $600 or $700 million.
Yeah. Well, talking about players going on the road and hitting homers in ballparks, Brooks Gate put together a stat, so homer in a away ballpark. He put together a stat of years in a row that
bombs away
that players have hit a homer in a visiting ballpark.
Right.
So it's been 9 years in a row that Marcus Semien, division rival of the Mariners, plays on the Rangers, has hit a home run in T-Mobile Park.
Wow.
Then it goes Bryce Harper and George Springer have gone 8 years in a row. Phillies against the Braves, and then Astros.
Well, he's with Toronto now.
Yeah,
so
now
that's
Blue Jays against the Angels. Aaron Judge has homered in 7 consecutive years against the Orioles in Camden Yards.
Again, division rival, but that's amazing.
The Pirates and Cubbies.
Yeah.
The Cubs have 10 different players.
Okay.
So it's not specified, but 10 different players that have hit homers in 3 years in a row in a specific ballpark.
What do the Pirates have?
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Oh.
The Cubs have 10 different players against them that have hit homers at Wrigley Field.
Oh, okay.
And then the Pirates in PNC Park, Ketel Marte and Willie Adames have each homered.
Now, see, Ketel Marte is surprising because he's with Arizona. They don't play there all the time. But Adames always kills us with the Brewers. One of those guys like Colton Wong, who's killed the Pirates for years. That one, the Marte one surprised me because they only come once a year.
So Cubbies that are on the list, Dansby Swanson, who was formerly a Brave, has homered in Citizens Bank Park, so against the Phillies last 5 years. And then Patrick Wisdom, 3 years in a row against the Cardinals in Busch Stadium.
Cubs are struggling, though.
Oh, yeah, they are.
So are the Pirates. Don't worry. But Milwaukee's not going to run away with it. All right, what do you have next, Ryan?
So another thing from Brooksgate, we'll go with win percentages, playing the percentages.
Yes.
This was going into the weekend. Teams' records, combined record of each team's opponents, but not including the game against that team. So the White Sox have played the toughest schedule so far, and that doesn't count the record of teams playing against the White Sox. So teams are 405 and 333 outside of playing the White Sox going into a matchup against the White Sox.
Wow.
And so that's so far this season. And the Rays have the toughest schedule remaining this season at a 522. And then the Brewers have the easiest remaining at 478.
All right, looking at some comments. Keith Lyle, at least the Rockies aren't the White Sox. Paul, I might bar you from the show for saying I can't wait for Skeens to be a Dodger in 2026. Shut up. We have him for 6 years. We have him till 2030. Then you'll probably be right. Let's see here. Keith, Minidar. Under Armour stole their military line from Grunt Style. Those are my local guys at Sport. Judge is not juicing. There will be baseball at PNC in October this year. And Denny should take videos and share it exclusively with Punchlines. Yeah, we have to have Denny share some. Yeah, good idea, Keith. Denny, whether you know it or not, when you're there for the Hall of Fame ceremony, you're taking video and sending it to us. Good idea.
Did you say there will be October baseball at PNC this year?
Yeah, there will be. Playoff baseball. Wild card.
You willing to bet on it?
I did. I already did it here. Put $10 on it. I got it. Oilers plus Keith likes Keith. What is the series price on the hockey? So who's favored?
I guess
Florida is. Yeah,
the Panthers.
So Oilers plus 105 for the series. With all that firepower, they got to break loose eventually. I don't know.
So here at the South Point, you'll get a little better price on the Oilers, plus 110. So
that's why you always come to the South Point, ladies and gentlemen. Best odds in town.
Okay, so still sticking with Major League Baseball, another stat from Brooksgate. He put together it's been a big thing that umpires missing balls and strikes this year.
Yes, the percentages, yeah.
So he put together a ranking of teams that have been helped or hurt by umpires missing calls.
Okay.
So when batting, combining the when batting versus when pitching, the Guardians lead the league in getting helped out by the umpires.
That's why I always bet on them.
Got 94 calls in their favor, actually entirely when pitching. They don't get calls in their favor when they're batting. There are 3 teams that have been helped out pitching and batting, and that is the New York Mets, the St. Louis Cardinals, and the Atlanta Braves.
3 disappointing teams when you think about it. The first 2 definitely. The Braves obviously behind the Phillies who are red hot, but that's surprising that the Mets have had that much help. Yep. Oh, big city. I wonder how that works. But anyway.
Yeah, Mets and Yankees are
that's
top
interesting.
5 teams.
And you haven't won in 100 seasons, so shut up.
Yeah. So just a fun thing to look at. Brooksgate is a very fun follow.
Brooksgate and Joey Kuda. Or
Jay Kuda.
Jay Kuda.
Sarah Langs as well.
We're starting. You've been pointing her out a lot.
Well, so
good
something we showed a video of her at the ballpark with yesterday being Lou Gehrig's day.
Okay.
actually has ALS.
Oh gosh, I didn't know that.
And so she has been featured in MLB The Show. She's a commentator in the game.
Oh wow.
But she's one of the best follows on Twitter, just tweeting baseball stats out the wazoo every single day. She's an amazing follow.
I'm going to have to follow her.
A great story.
I just know you've had some great stuff. I didn't know that. It's nice. That's nice to know. Yeah, it was Lou Gehrig Day over the weekend because that's when he gave his speech at Yankee Stadium, June 2nd.
And so moving from Major League Baseball, we will go to something that kind of got a little bit of popularity over the weekend, Cosmic Baseball.
Okay, this is the best.
We talked about the Tri-City Chili Peppers showing their Cosmic jerseys about a month ago.
Here we go.
But they finally played a Cosmic Baseball game.
So watch this, and watch this, Jerry. Bam.
Turning out the lights, turning on the black lights.
The black lights, come on. Look at this. So you're thinking, okay, yeah, the uniforms are cool, but they're not actually going to pitch and hit. Oh, yeah, they are.
Middle, and over the head of the center fielder, McGovern with lightning speed, and we have ourselves a run. Another runner running through the stop sign and inside the park. Home run.
Oh, my goodness.
Unbelievable. Where was that again?
I can't remember.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's awesome.
It's somewhere on the East Coast.
Will Major League Baseball ever do that? No. That's why minor league baseball is remarkable. Yeah, but chance. I would love to go to one of those games. Yeah. That would be so cool.
Well, I think they have two more through the rest of the summer, and they're both sold out already.
Oh my God! The upsell. I'd go to StubHub for that. I would pay anything to see one of those games. Las Vegas Ballpark. Let's do one and make it happen. Call Gary. Gary's on the mark. Cool. Gary Harlitz.
It is 12:56. So do we want to roll?
Let's do picks at 12:56. There you go. Sure, let's do it.
What's up? It's your boy Reno Paul here, and today we have a hell of a day in sports. That's right, no NBA, no NHL, not even a WNBA game. It's all baseball all day. So here's your six-legger for you. Mets at Nationals. I like Washington on the run line. Orioles, Blue Jays. Orioles, money line bet. Tigers at Rangers. This one's kind of a pick'em, so I'm going to go with the total here, under 7.5 runs. Cards at Astros. I like the Astros on the run line again. And by the way, little side note, Verlander over 6.5 strikeouts. Might add that as a seventh leg. Reds, Rockies. I like the Reds on the money line. Over under of 11 on this one. I mean, it's in Colorado. Who knows? Padres, Angels. The Angels suck so bad. We got to pick the Padres. I'm doing it again on the run line. I've gotten pretty good this year on picking run line bets. So let's see how it goes. That pays almost 70-1. So a $25 bet pays you just about $1,700. Let's get it.
I like it. Reno Paul, baby. Reno Paul with the six-legger today, because that's all there is. We only have baseball today, which I don't mind, but there's no Pirate game, which I hate. If you want to pick from Frankie Fungo, that would be me. I've been on fire. I've been 8-1, baby. I like one of the games he liked. I like the Nationals at home. Mackenzie Gore, one of the best young pitchers in baseball. They got him from the Padres, I believe, in the Soto trade. I think Mackenzie Gore was one of the key chips. So they're in third place. A lot of people are not talking about the Nationals. They're behind Philly. They're behind Atlanta, but they're ahead of the Mets. Mets are terrible on the road. I like Mackenzie Gore. First time I'm ever giving out the Washington Nationals as a pick, but that's my pick at 12:56 today, along with Reno Paul's parlay. We got a couple more posts for you guys before we wrap up our big Monday show. All week we have co-hosts. Tomorrow, Matt and Everett. It's a matinee on Tuesday. Wednesday and Friday, we have the lovely Alex White. And then, of course, Thursday, the very lovely Jeff Parles will be back in his seat. Jeff was on vacation, and he's back, so we're excited to have Jeff back on Thursday. All right, a couple more posts, and we'll wrap it up.
Well, before I get into the post, I just want to say, so LSU and North Carolina are playing in college baseball tonight. It's a do-or-die situation for both teams to win the Chapel Hill Regional. But for some reason, yesterday's game, LSU is the home team, and tonight's game, LSU is the home team, despite Carolina not losing yet.
Yeah.
And it also being at Chapel Hill.
Yeah.
So if I were to make a pick tonight, I would take LSU being the home team.
Wow.
Getting a plus 155 price tonight.
Betting against your beloved Tar Heels.
Yeah. But I mean,
taking the defending champs.
Well, yeah, when it comes down to this situation, why is LSU? I genuinely don't understand why LSU is the home team and why they were last night either. So I'm taking
okay, that's your leaning. Yeah, leaning LSU.
My lean on LSU.
Do that for Skeens and Livy Dunn. All right.
Yeah. So we'll we'll go look at WNBA stuff. So Caitlin Clark over the weekend, there was all that stuff of her getting hit by
then had a rough game yesterday.
So in her first 10 WNBA career games, she has 169 points, 65 assists, and 54 rebounds.
Wow.
She joins Sabria Ionescu as the only players in WNBA history with 150 plus points, 50 plus assists, and 50 plus rebounds in their 10 first career games. So historic. Number 1 overall pick.
It's just 10 games. I mean, everyone's like, oh, she had that horrible game yesterday. She's only played 10 games.
Yep.
Give her a chance. I mean, still the highest rated games. I mean, when she plays and they're moving into big arenas. I love it.
Yeah. And they talked about on McAfee this morning. Caitlin Clark has more jersey sales than Giannis Antetokounmpo.
She's 4th overall in basketball, right?
Yeah.
More than Giannis. I almost said Giannis. It's Giannis. I got it right, Chris.
Behind Wemby, and I can't remember the other two.
Yeah. It's amazing. She's the best.
Yeah, absolutely awesome. And then our final post of the day is going to be looking at, so we talked about NIL stuff with Denny.
Yep.
USC's social media team. So when they bring a recruit in, put together some awesome recruitment videos.
Okay.
And so this one, I was really impressed by.
Okay, here we go. Whoa. Amazing job. USC's. Well, they do have a great film school there. So. Oh, and they give him a star on the Walk of Fame on Hollywood Boulevard?
Yeah.
Dude, that's sweet.
Yeah.
USC knows what they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a recruit, a lot of recruits look for stuff to post on social media.
Exactly.
How big they are. That's
smart.
Awesome.
Smart.
Yeah.
Another good show. We're done, right? That's everything?
That is
all right. Like I said, we'll be back with Matt and Everett, which is some of our favorite shows that we do. My special thanks to Denny Neagle coming in, talking baseball and talking documentaries, a documentary of choice that we'll all have to check out. Drew Dog with 3 Gs. We're holding at 3 Gs. We're holding at 3 Gs. I can't have them too long, but another amazing Monday montage. So Andrew, Drew Dog, thank you so much for that. And Jerry, you made 100 shows ago. That was a clip of the day. All right. So tomorrow, Matt and Everett will be on the show and more posts and lots of fun stuff. We appreciate you guys watching. Remember, you can go over to the Punchlines with Frank Nicotero page where a lot of you already have moved over, but you can always watch us at the familiar home, South Point Studios, where we have plethora of shows other than this one. So thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. Punchline stands for lines. Live in Nevada, every show.